Hi, this is Charlie giving you Friday's live trading. I hope you're very well. It is about 7:37 a.m. UK time, and so just watching this euro dollar here this morning, and looking to get on the long side. So I'm just sort of biding my time as to when to actually get long. So it's just hit some resistance on the 30-minute chart, a 30-minute 50 MA, and it's literally just got a little red candle here on the 5-minute chart at the moment, just as it's reacting from that. But at the same time, I don't want to miss out here this morning if it's going to have that run. So I'm quite keen on this euro dollar. So it's one of those ones that I don't want to go in with full position sizing just yet. But at the same time, if I don't get in, then I could miss out completely. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put just a couple of units in now. Now I'm pretty late to the party really at the moment, but I'm going to put 2 units in now, and then I will look to add to this position if I get that opportunity around about 8 a.m. when the new pivots come in. So I have now reluctantly I've gone in late here, but it's only with 2 units. But it's literally, I've got in with 2 just in case this thing was to run away from me, because the target's not that far away this morning. The target's at about 109.64. As you can see, we're at 109.48 at the moment. So if it just ran, then I wouldn't get a chance to get in because it would practically already be there at the target. So I've got 2 units in there at 109.48s, and so I'll put a stop down at 30 something, 38 for now, 30, maybe 37 below that last low. As you can see, look at what it's just doing. It's breaking, and that was my concern here this morning. So, but we'll see. It might still come back and play around yet. But just in case it breaks, that's why I've gone in there. But even I've gone in a bit late to the party here. I was talking to the guys here in the trading room, which talking to them off screen, and I could have got in around about 43, and but I was still thinking about it at that stage and thinking, oh no, I'll probably wait for 8 o'clock. And but as we can see, the market has come up so far, at least anyway. And so now it's a case of, okay, well, if it carries on going up, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do much with it ahead of 8 o'clock. But if it pulls back again, then I'll get that opportunity to get those extra units in. So at the moment, just 2 units in. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and what I'm looking at doing here, we've got the dollar yen. Whilst I'm waiting on this euro dollar, the euro dollar's pulled back. So let's have a look at the euro again, just briefly. Now, the euro dollar, what I'm looking to do is play it for its daily pivot today, which is up at 64. So that's where the target is. But the dollar yen, I was just looking at and thinking, okay, this could act as a little hedge actually. I'm just going now while I'm dithering around talking. But so what I'm going to do is just put a 1 unit trade on the yen. There we go, long yen at 97. Bit late to the party there. Just put a stop down at 90. That'll do. And so 7 pip stop just with this 1 unit. But what I'll do with this is just leave it and just see if it runs for the day. We've got news out later today, so I'll just leave it alone and see how it gets on. So let me just put my stop in 121. So it's 121.89, guys. 121.89, sorry, not 90. So I'll just put that in and just see if it has a little run. It could go either way today, but it's support on the bigger time frames on the daily charts. It came down to the daily 200, daily 50 a couple of days ago. It's come up overnight. If we look at this on the hourly charts, you can see it's already come up a bit overnight since yesterday. That's yesterday here. And really it's just a case of, okay, it's pulled back a bit down here to this morning, and just seeing if it can have a bit of a run up, and if it and see if I can just leave it. And at some point I'd have to have a target in mind, a profit level, but maybe up to the daily R3. I'm just going to have a look at my charts off screen. Oh no, we've got the daily, sorry, we've got the 4 hourly 21 moving average. I've got 122.19. So yeah, maybe I'd look at that if we get up to 122.19. So a bit of a run. So actually it's 20 pips, isn't it? Maybe I'll just even ignore that and just leave it purely as a one to see if it has a bit of a run on. It's possible. So especially with the news coming out later. So yeah, I might just leave that one, providing it doesn't just nick me out here this morning. Then I'll just leave that one to run. So okay, so that's that one running in the background. Let's go back and look at the euro dollar then. So still waiting on this euro. It's just consolidating at the moment. I'm waiting basically at the moment with the euro dollar to see if it's going to pull back to its 8 a.m. pivot. The 8 a.m. pivot is down here at 46 area. That will come in line with the 5-minute 50, pretty much. 5-minute 50 is a bit below at the moment, the white line here. We've got a little golden cross here on the 5-minute chart, so we'll see if that can set up, and then see then if the euro can then pick up from there. So I'll press pause for now while I'm playing this waiting game. Okay, just back, and I've had to change the charts around because the data's just gone round. Data feed's just gone down on telecharts. So I just brought up my e-signal charts, which I normally have showing off screen, and so all we're looking for is this black line up here. That's the daily pivot, and this little black line down here is the 8 a.m. pivot. So you're actually getting to see a little bit more of what I'll be looking at off screen. In that, here's the 8 a.m. pivot down here at 46. Could still want to come down for that yet, but the target is up here at about 63 or so. So we'll carry on waiting. Press pause for now. Okay, so we're still sitting here watching. We're getting closer, but it's still taking its time this morning. The feed's come back on telecharts, so I'm going to shut these ones down, my e-signal, so I can see everything that's going on off screen, because otherwise I can only see what it's projecting here. So I'm going to put those back onto my other PC with my other screens. There we go, it says telecharts. Here's the deal tickets. So here's the 2 units that we're in. We're looking for that 60. I've put it in, the orders in at 64, but it's not. It's actually about 63 where that pivot is. So I'm watching that with Hawkeye off screen, and so I'll manually override those and close out when we get to about 63 or so. So if we get to 63, I'll take one out anyway, and then I'll see if we can just get the extra pip out of the other. We'll see. So I'll press pause just while we're waiting, because now I've pressed record. It's just pondering. We've got about 3 pips or so to go. Look. Sorry, I've just been chatting. I've been singing to the guys in the trading room, literally, and you don't all know what I was singing. But and the limit orders have been hit. So we have been hit on the euro dollar. So targets have been hit. Actually, it's not too bad. It's made £200. Now I can't show you the account today because I'm in some swing trades that I don't want to show you. But what I can do is just do a quick screenshot. There we go. Let's see if I can make this a bit smaller. So you can see the euro trade. So here was the 2 units that we went long on this morning, the 48s, and it just came out 64 where the limit orders were, and so it made £200 there on that one this morning. And then this is the long that we're in on the yen. Still, this is live, obviously, still at the moment. We've moved our stops up a little bit to 121.91. We've got in at 97, and it's currently up £28. So right, so that's the euro trade done. Let's actually have another look at this dollar yen. Now the only shame with the euro dollar this morning, obviously, is only was in with 2 lots. I was only in with 2 lots, so but it didn't give the opportunity to get those extra units in, even when it was pulling back in this phase here. Let me just get the pen. So when it was pulling back in this phase here, I thought, okay, maybe it's going to come down to that 8 a.m. pivot, like I was showing you earlier on, down at 46, and then get to put the extra units in, but never gave the opportunity. So I'm pleased. I'm still pleased that I got in when I did this morning, and didn't carry on waiting and just for a piece of time, because otherwise I never would have got in. But anyway, so the euro's gone up and hit that daily pivot now, so that's done. But you know, it's only 8:30 in the morning. I'm not around to trade the retail sales in the US this afternoon, so we've just got to see if we can get any other trades off this morning. Now, obviously, there's that dollar yen, so let's go and have a look at that. So it's had its little pop up, but it's just pulling back a little bit at the moment. But it's up a few pips, but we'll see. It stops at 91, so I've just moved it up a little bit down here, and just see if the dollar yen can, like I said earlier on, have that run today. And if it doesn't, it's not exactly going to cost me much, because it's only one unit, one lot, with now a 6 pip stop. So we'll see about that. But what I'll do is I'll press pause for now, and I'll have a look across the markets and see if we can find any other trades setting up here this morning. Okay, just back, and as we can see, the dollar yen has rolled over, so I better just so I did get stopped out, so let's just I'll take a screenshot of the account again, and so you can see, because we need you to be able to see what happened there. So hopefully you can see, there's the dollar yen, and it lost £36. So I'm up a whopping 160 something pounds there today. So not a lot, unfortunately, but the pips wise, it was okay on the euro dollar. It was 16 pips, but it wasn't enough units in. It didn't allow me to put enough units in today. But I'm going to carry on watching this dollar yen, because I still think that maybe ultimately at some point today it might want to go up. So I'm still going to keep my eye on this dollar yen as we go through this morning. But with the guys at the moment, just having a look at the Aussie dollar, which is actually just having a nice enough move down. So I'm just going to press pause. We'll just have a look at this Aussie. You never know, it might get okay, so just back, and we've been having a chat in the trading room here, and the dollar yen's been coming down, but I remember I got stopped out for about 7 pips earlier, but I am looking to take another trade on this. I still have this view that the yen's hit a lot of support on the daily charts, and it's just come down to its 4 hour. If I change the time frame, the lower bands on the 4 hour chart here, just hit them. So I'm now just watching this on the 5-minute chart here. Oops, is that the 5-minute chart? Yeah, okay, so I better get the long in. So I'm just going to put another long in. There we go, at 68. I'm going to give it a little bit of slack, so I'll give it about 15 pips. And if it doesn't work out, so be it. I was just saying to the guys in the trading room that we've not really made much money here today, because on that euro dollar this morning, I only got to put 2 units in, and it never did the pullback to the ATM pivot. So I'm pleased I've got the 2 units in that I had, but it was only 2 units. So because I've not made a huge amount so far today, I still have this overall view potentially on the dollar yen. So I'm going to see if that's going to play out. So I'm just going to bring up the tickets and I can put the stop loss in. 121. So I was in at 68. So I'll put the stop in at. So I'll give it a 15 pip stop. So I put it in at 53. Which at 53, it's giving it a little bit of slack, but not too much, just in case it just wants to carry on rolling over. So if I'm wrong on it. I'll give back, the majority of those profits. I won't go into negative, but I'll give back a lot of the profit that I've made this morning. But it wasn't a lot on today's trading, so I'd rather just still see if I can get a run on a trade. And if the dollar yen does run today, I'm not expecting anything right now. I think this is something I'm putting in now with the hope that it comes up. It'll be this afternoon, really. But if the dollar yen does come up, then I'll just sit on it and ride it. I think there's plenty of potential to the upside. So I'll have a quick look at those levels again, and then I'll come back. Right. So I've just brought up my charts, and you can probably see part of my e-signal charts. You can see part of them. So what I'm going to be looking for, if this does turn around today, and bear in mind, I'll show you the daily charts in a second, but I'll be looking right away up into the 122.40 area. So if it does turn around, so there's sort of 70 pips maybe potential in that. But if we go back to the daily chart, I quite like the fact that on the daily chart here, we've hit both the daily 50 and the daily 200. We've been bobbing around it for the last 2 days. So we've got multi-tiered support potential. And so that's why I've just gone in again there on the dollar yen as it came down to those lower bands on the 4 hour chart. But if it carries on rolling over, that will be it. I'll give it that chance, that this second chance attempt. But it's not one of those trades that I'd keep on trying, because I know that we have got some negative momentum on this daily chart, and if it wants to, it could just carry on going low. And for all I know, it's going to end up at below 121 by later today. So I'm not going to keep on trying it, but I'm just using some of the profits that I've banked this morning on that euro trade, just to say, do you know what? It's not that much profits anyway, so we'll give this trade an attempt. If it works out, it'll make, like I said, about 60, 70 pips. If it doesn't work out, then okay, I'll lose 15, and I end up with a tiny little profit probably at the end of the day. So that's how my reasoning on this one at the moment. But it's a lot of support down here. I still see the potential for an upwards push back up again, but we shall see. I'll press pause for now. Right, well, that yen trade that I've based on the 4-hour time frame has not worked out. I'm probably in a bit early today because the news isn't out until later, but I wanted to get this position in because I'm going to be out later on, so I'm not going to be around to do this. So I'm just going to take a screenshot now of the account, because I think that's me done for the day. So let's bring up the trades again, and I think that's pretty much going to be it. Or if I can show you. There it is. So there's the 2 euro trades from this morning. Here's the 2 yen trades, the first one, and then this latest one that I got stopped out, that just got stopped out. So lost 124 on that, made 200 on that, so I'm up about £75 for the day. Tiny stuff, but we've had a crack at it this morning. But the shame was that on that euro, we didn't get to put those full position sizes on. Otherwise, that would have been lovely. But the euro didn't do that little pullback to the 8 a.m. pivot this morning, so only had the 2 units in. So I will be around to trade later on today, but I'm thinking of getting this video out to you. So I think I'll close it off on that basis. Now, sometimes you can be right overall, look, because you're trading off a bigger time frame, but you still get stopped because you're only using intraday stops. So that could be the case. So we'll see what happens to the yen later on, see whether my analysis proves right or not. We'll see. So I shall leave you to it. Have a great weekend. Back in touch next week.